get started. So, Stephen, who's Ollie Hughes? What's the Ollie Hughes band?
Ollie Hughes is, well, he's my brother, I guess, first and foremost, and he was the real driver behind the album. Unfortunately, Ollie was diagnosed with glioblastoma in September 2020, and, you know, to a period after that, he had written some songs that he wanted to really record for his kids and his wife, Sheena, Finn, Jude, and Edie, the kids, obviously, and, you know, there was a body of work that I felt needed to be really expressed in the right way, and maybe doing it on your phone at home or recording at home. We just really felt that it needed to be brought to another level. So as soon as COVID allowed, really, we booked Grouse Lodge, and quite a few of us went down to record 3 songs there. And at that point, it was, you know, 2 bands really forming, and that was really the idea. And what it was, the lads were in a band, we were kids, myself and Mark were as well. And it was really trying to get that process of getting the band together.
Ollie was just a joy to be around. As I said, I called him my my musical soulmate pretty much. But yeah, look, the two of us would be up the road in Harry's or Kavanagh's just chatting about our next project or next song, or the majority of our conversations pretty much would be all about based around music and what we're doing next and the next idea. Come around to the back muse, and we jam away pretty much on maybe just an acoustic guitar and an old snare, and that's basically, you know, what we did. But yeah, for me, what was Ollie like? He was just my best mate. Yeah, it was a joy to be around pretty much, for sure.
And certainly for Ollie, there was, for good reason, a level of ownership that he had over this music and this project, this whole initiative, which meant then that, and you wouldn't see too many scenarios, coming back to the person, right? You wouldn't see too many scenarios where he'd be driving things and he'd be taking ownership of it, but he clearly did here. But he did it in his Ollie way, which was very collaborative, never, he was never critical. It was always very, very positive, always very engaging, always wanted to bring everyone along with him, and for it to be a collective effort, that it wasn't, I often say, Ollie, what do you think? Like, it's not about what I think, you know, it's like, well, what sounds best, what goes with the album, what goes with the song, what goes with the track, you know. Ollie kind of had this special way about him, like he certainly wasn't the loudest person in the room, but like when he spoke, a lot of people listened, you know, and like when Ollie just kind of put this ask out to us, you know, yeah, he didn't need to ask twice, you know, everybody just kind of rallied around it.
Totally agree that Ollie was a very encouraging force in all of this. He glued it, you know, down the whole thing together. He wasn't shy with his ideas either, right?
No.
Like, I mean, he had very, excuse me, he had very definite opinions on how he wanted things to sound. And you hear him say stuff like, I don't mind who plays it, or I don't mind who sings it. Whatever is the best bit, however we make it sound as good as we possibly can, that's what I want.
Yeah. Like what Ollie had in his songwriting and his voice. Like I've showed lots of people the tracks that we've been working on, and every time they like his voice is just so, like it's the thing you're drawn to first, because it's like they're his songs and you're just drawn to the vocal first, and like anything that happens around that, it's still not as important as that vocal. For me, I saw that as like the core of the track or of the album was just his. It's like that point in time and like all those songs leading up to this moment. So just to capture his voice and his playing, and then whatever fits around it to enhance that, like we'd kind of bring that in. But nothing was like, I wasn't. It's not like you were trying to like bring in these amazing musicians to make the tracks better. Like the tracks are like centered around what Ollie wrote, and like at no point, like there might have been some like subtle arrangement changes and like extending choruses and that, but the heart of the track from demo stage to pretty much the final production is like, that's just the core of the track. And I know some of the vocals that we ended up using, like Ollie even did at home in his house, like on his laptop, and like that for me, like sonically, you can make that sound better in the studio, but you just don't get across the emotion that sometimes you get in the comfort of like your home.
Girl on the Hats has a kind of special meaning for me. It was our first, session together. The song came together just really nicely. I think there were a few influences in there that we probably wouldn't have thought of when we went into the studio. We got a bit of direction from Tom, who was working with us at the time as well, and the kind of sing along chorus bit is it kind of captures the album bit. It's like all of us together doing this thing, and it's a great song.
For me, it's No Feeling Is Final, and that's for a few reasons. It was the track that Richie came in on. I love the sax solo versus your guitar solo. Two fantastic musicians playing. It sounds incredible. The lyrics are so poignant. To talk to what Stephen was mentioning earlier about the poem, and the lyrics, and just the name of it, like talking about beauty and terror and no feeling is final, and it's still really, really emotive for me, and it will continue to be. And again, it was the kind of one of the, I think was that might have been the first track, one of the first tracks we recorded in the first session here. And it's just it's great memories. It's just of being in there and watching Ollie full of the joys of spring, having a great time, enjoying that experience, and that for me will always be a special place in my heart. So it was a great time.
So now I wrote on the guitar, and then I gave it over to Ollie, and I said, "Look, will you please do something with that?" And he just brought it into this, I think, amazing track. It just sounds so cool, and like taking it from an acoustic setup, again back in the kitchen, just to write the song, lyrics, hand it over to him, and then he just brought it into this amazing thing. So I'm forever grateful for that. I guess for me, I'll jump back in on the coattails of Stephen there. So good feeling at the moment. I mean, it's funny, we were talking about this yesterday as well. Listening back to the tracks, like it's kind of changed for me a few times, what my favorite kind of tracks are. And the more I listen to it, and again, this is a testament to the great work that Ollie did, the work that Keane did as well. Like there's so much going on there. And like you really kind of listen over and over again and hear new elements and different bits that you didn't really recognize before. And good feeling is brilliant.
Absorbing for me, yeah, of course. Like I just brought Ollie a bass line and a few ideas, and then he brought it to the next level. Then he brought a chorus to that, and then he brought it into the studio, and then Mark played that unbelievable lead guitar on it, and then it suddenly sounded like a full song. And for me, that was something that, you know, Ollie, for me, he always encouraged ideas, and I was kind of, look, I have something here that I was working on with a bit of loose space at home, and he goes, I like that, I would love that. What happens if I throw in C and G and I add this chorus to it, and then we'll have an area where there's a space for lead guitar. And I was like, okay. So to see that track evolve from just being a small idea to, that was all Ollie encouraging all of us pretty much to bring our ideas to the forefront, and then he brought it to another level. So for me, Absorb You will always be special to me.
One of my favorite tracks off the album is Our Kids, which closes the album. I think just for me that sums up like what it's why I do what I do, and why I'm so grateful that I can actually work on music like this, and like all the music that I work on. This, like those moments listening back to tracks when they're finished like that, is what it's all about for me, because like that's like it doesn't take too long to record a track, but knowing that it's there forever, and for like Ollie's family and everyone to have like, and just it really sums up what for me what like it means to kind of work on music. And it's a really interesting thing as well, because in terms of like the quality of the vocal sound on it, it was recorded on Ollie's laptop in his like sitting room, or you can hear all his kids in the background just, and he acknowledges that on the mic as well. And like for me, the beautiful thing is like I suppose when you're working on music, you're always striving for like the perfect vocal take, but really what the perfect vocal take, or like what the perfect thing is what just like moves you in a way. Like it doesn't matter how it sounds in terms of, if it moves you, then that's the job done. So that's what that track does for me. Every time I listen to it, it's like, oh, that's what music's supposed to do.
Another one just to throw in quickly with Dolphins. That was the first song we recorded in Grouse Lodge, and that was the first mix we got back. And you know, the Dolphins bringing me out again. The lyric, just the emotion and how it's delivered is an incredible thing. And this whole project, I guess, you know, being able to deliver that and now listen to it, you know, in Ollie's memory is just it's an incredible thing. Yeah, so I'm just so thankful that it all came to pass, and he just loved it.
With our hands reaching out, they're running. With our hands reaching out, reaching out. As the dolphins guide me out. As the dolphins guide me out.
You know, that was powerful stuff, and you know, after that, I think we're gonna hand it over to Ollie. So, thank you.
But then to listen to the music that you guys put on there, I mean, I enjoyed the whole thing. I love it. Thank you all for doing it. Just appreciate it. unreal. We've more coming, and it's just unbelievable the way everyone is taking it. You're so kind, and what a day. I really enjoyed it. I hope you're all enjoying it. Unreal. I just can't. I just enjoyed the whole thing. Well done. Thank you so much.